Chanel sent us a question that's kind of interesting, but we do have a whole lot of pet lovers and pet parents that watch the show. And her question pertains to her dog. Her question is, I use a flea and tick medication on my dog, and it made her really sick. And since then, I've read that other people have had the same problem. How can I prove that the medication is dangerous and get the company to pay the medical bills? I think that's a fair question, but how does Chanel go about getting some results? BJ, aren't you a
look, I mean, when you get right down to it, unless that dog has a market value, you can't sue on behalf of an animal. I mean, I love dogs. I've got a bunch of dogs. We sued a case one time because a deer hunter shot a man's hog dog, and we actually got a verdict of $10,000, but that was the market value of the hog dog. As a pet, I mean, you're limited to what you can do in terms of the value of the dog. I mean, I guess you could, BJ, could you ask for punitive damages in that situation?
It would depend. I doubt it. I mean, if you hit the nail on the head, it gets to the point where you've got a claim that there really isn't any upside in terms of damages, and proving you'd have to get us, experts involved to prove that it was a defect. It would just be a big hassle, and without anything at the end of the tunnel to make it worth your effort.
Well, again, I mean, you could go through things like the Better Business Bureau. You can file complaints. You can threaten publicity about the product. But as far as having an ultimate decider of fact in a situation like that, in the way of a jury, no, you've got nowhere to go, and I'm sorry.
Really? See, and I'm thinking, your dogs, the expenses for an animal to be a pet parent can be quite costly when it comes to veterinarian deals, because they have surgery and all of these other factors. And if they get the wrong medication, they could die. So what about, emotional damages, or even if it's an emotional support dog? How about that? A support dog? Would that matter?
No, it doesn't matter.
No.
Doesn't matter.
Sorry, it just doesn't matter. I mean, I had a lady call the other day. Her bulldog had gone into the vet. They literally malpracticed the dog or the lady, and the dog died, and she was devastated emotionally. But there is no value to that bulldog as a pet. And certainly the toll on her was devastating and almost imponderable. I mean, she suffered much over it, but there's no cause of action there that she could maintain.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there was a big name lawyer up in Atlanta who had a dog that died, similar situation, and he knew the law and what it was, and he knew he didn't have a case, but he was trying to change the law, trying to present a case that his dog was special and the dog had this intrinsic worth and they needed to award damages, blah, blah, blah. And he took it all the way to state Supreme Court, and they agreed with Carl.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
As well they should have.
Oh, no.
I mean, talk about clogging up the courts with needless litigation. I mean, that would just be.
We don't want that. We don't want that.
You can call your legislator and get them. Well, you call the legislation, or you can call your senator or representative, make some law about it. But as it is right now,